Hi guys, welcome back to Financial Fisherman. I've been talking in generalities for the most part for the last 6 weeks-ish. Right around when the World Cup ended, that's when I kind of started my channel. And I take pride in them. I don't research a lot. I research numbers, I research a couple of facts, but for the most part, 99% of this 98.9% of this comes out of the top of my skull. 37 years maybe, 37 years of watching markets and, dabbling. One of the things I pride myself on is my knowledge of alternative investments. Like I always say, there's 65 or 69 different alternatives in an article by the Side Hustle podcast gentleman. I won't mention his name. I don't have permission to do that, but there's an article on the internet. It's widely seen, widely known. I'll link to it. One day I'll start putting links in the description. Soon I want to get a GoPro. I've got in works. I'm going to have my dad, some other people build me a table. I have a chair I got from when I brought my daughter to school last week. They were throwing it out. It's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. You've heard me talk about it before. It's all, of course, my self-directed IRA through Preferred Trust Company and their sister company, Ignite. So they work together. They're in the same building. They're similar employees. They all talk to each other. They can go down the hall and on another floor or down the hall and speak to each other. They work hand in hand. The accounts are basically linked for the most part, and that's Ignite Funding, IGNITE, and so Ignite Funding. You only have to make $70,000 a year, and they don't. I don't even know if they'll check that, but together as a family, $70,000, yeah, $10,000 per investment. Once you do 110, sometimes they'll take between 5 and 10 if you get the right person. Dawn, my investment mom, I dubbed her. She was a little older than me. She retired sadly after COVID, but for 3 years I researched the 3 years I researched the company, researched self-directed IRAs, and the hour or so downtime I could make throughout the night when I was night shift nurse. When I became clinical supervisor, it was a little harder to do, but suffice to say that you buy these mortgages and notes through, a power of attorney process. They send you like 40 pages of stuff you can read after. You have to sign DocuSign, and then you have to go power of attorney. And you do the power of attorney online with online notary. Spectacular, by the way. Sometimes it gives you a rough time with the size of the document and stuff like that, but it's not harder to do. You can actually just go to ABC Notary at my house, pay $20. But that $20 it'll turn over. You can get 10 to 12% between 6 and 7 and 8 years, depending on the loan. Some of the loans are 11. Majority of them are 10%. They're 9 months increments. You're a lender. You're just a lender, a hard money lender. It's called deeds of trust. Basically, just a loan, a construction loan that the developer takes out to develop the land. It's all over the Western United States. I'll tell you right now, Sanjay is my guy, and Rhino Holdings is Rhino, and some of the other companies. If his name's on there, I haven't only found one problem, and it wasn't in almost 10 years, and that was only because the contractor and the developer got in a fight about stuff, and I got all my money. We just had to put them in what they call forbearance, so it just took them a little bit longer to give me. I've signed 3 or 4 forbearance agreements, and all it was just a misunderstanding. They say only 2 to 3%, so around 2.5% of the loans get in trouble. And the only trouble is that they have to work it out amongst us investors, and they give you the choice. And it's another DocuSign. It's called arbitration, and so that's a foundational thing for your money. It's a contract. I mean, yeah, could you lose? Sure, you could lose any time you invest money, but this time it's been solid for me. I haven't lost a nickel. As a matter of fact, I've doubled my money as of this, taping or recording. But Got me some Black Rifle coffee. I'm gonna try that. Guy's a coffee aficionado. I don't care what you think about the military. I don't really think about it as a military thing. You know, whatever you think about it. Hopefully, we end the conflict in Iraq, or at least all we're doing now is just economic war. We've been doing economic warfare for the majority of the time overall. You know, might have bombed them for 6 weeks, quit, bombed them another 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know how much they could have really left to bomb. I mean, I'm sure they got plenty of sites left because, hell, they spent 47 years fortifying the country and making drones and making bombs and missiles on it. I don't care about all that stuff. I care about how the market moves because of it. We'll see. You know, everything's been going solid. The jobs numbers, I think economic growth is going to average maybe 3.5% by the end of the year if we do right, because that 1.5 is kind of I think it's an anomaly. We've been held back by some things. Got rid of a lot of government jobs, which for the private sector is really good. But robots are coming, and you know, Elon just said he's making Terafab. He's putting $75 billion to make his own chips around the Houston area. Buying land in my state to have another star base. That'll be good, guys. I think everything's gonna work out just fine. Love y'all.